the fact that it hit so close to home was, in a sense, I think, a bit of a wake-up call, I guess. And for the first time, people my age were concerning themselves with bigger, greater issues and not being so selfish as to think of just our own problems and own situations and sort of accepting that while there are much more serious things going on in the world. The whole concept is really to place one on each continent. That is the whole idea. As of right now, as I said, I completed the first one, which is placed permanently in Singapore. The idea is to inspire hope in people, to sort of create in them a new possibility. This is by no means to tell everyone this is the right way and the only choice, although that is what I personally believe. This is meant to be something that sort of there as an alternative. The dove is the ultimate symbol of peace, and it's become, I think you can say a cliche, it's become a typical symbol of peace, but I think one of the most powerful and the most universal. And when someone sees a dove, they immediately, no matter where they're from, no matter who they are, whether they admit it or not, associate it with peace.
When Clinton and I went into a classroom to teach financial literacy, I presented him with this art painting from Alex, and he gets so many gifts. And he looked at it and he said, "Thank you very much, I appreciate that." And he put it to the side, and I said, "Okay, well that's the end of that." And I didn't have time to really tell him her story. But in the elevator when we left, I told him a little bit more, and he didn't say much. He let it all sink in. And it was over. And I said, okay, well, gee, what do I tell Alex, And I went to his office 2 weeks later. And you walk out of the elevator where all the Secret Service protection is, and there's nothing there, but there's 4 elevator banks, and then there's one wall facing the door that you go into his office where all the heads of states and CEOs come in, and there's her art by itself.
Very privileged to have His Excellency President Arnadin accepting my sculpture as my gift to Singapore.
Lauren Voyers has been called a child prodigy when it comes to painting. Despite her amazing gifts, she struggles daily with bipolar disorder. And today she's coming to talk about how she's making a difference.
Next guest story is both inspiring and intriguing. By the time she was 13, Lauren Voyers was considered the rarest of painting prodigies, and now, at the tender age of 18, has become an art world sensation. And she's achieved all of the success in spite of her struggle with bipolar disorder. Lauren is sharing her story and art with us this morning. Good morning, Lauren. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Well, congratulations on all of the success you've had. Your paintings are beautiful. Let's talk a little bit about them. Let's talk about this one here on the right with the blue. Tell me about what's going on in this painting.
This one is like a global peace painting that we're making a sculpture actually, and this is one of like the ideas that we were trying to come up with.
Recently, I've actually been commissioned to work on the Global Peace Initiative, which is where they put monuments on every continent. And I'm really excited to make this sculpture because I haven't necessarily worked with 3D before, but I found recently I'm actually taking a high school ceramics class, and I found that I'm actually pretty good at it, and I'm just thrilled to work on this and make a difference. The concept of peace, I think, it's a very important topic, and I feel as though young people really relate to the longing for peace and just the whole movement of it. And for me, I guess with the whole bipolar and crazy life I was living, the idea of peace just seemed so inviting and just wonderful that I loved making paintings about it. And that's probably why I'm just so excited about the whole Global Peace Initiative.